Hello boys, my name is Kuliyoshi, and welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch. We did lots of crazy stuff, going around doing multiple things and collecting multiple fairy food as well. But after doing a lot of stuff, we finally got Ganon to the required level to do Survival Battle Level 4. Didn't max him out because, well, it's really annoying to do, but we did get him enough. So I think we should be able to do this now. And also I've gotten pretty good at him just using charge to do other stuff. So all I know is, yeah, I'm gonna try and finish Ganon's Fury mode today, meaning I'm gonna take this out. If for some reason I don't A-rank, I'm just gonna do it off screen because I don't want to take forever. But hopefully that should be fine. We have a 90-minute time limit, but we have to do it in 30 minutes if we want the A rank. Additionally, we need to take out 8,000 troops here. So it'll be a bit tricky, but it'll be fine. And I like how now that we've gone through Ganon's tower once, we're basically attacking the characters as if they were doing stuff normally. Now, in case you wonder what I do that's different from our battles, normally you'd think, oh, I should probably go and defeat other enemies instead, but the strategy I like to use is I actually like to kill all the elite enemies first, all the Dinoflosses, before going for the assassins, because they tend to be a bit more difficult to do with. By the way, is that a Hylian Captain I see? I think that might be a Hylian Captain. We might have to face off against him. But yeah, we're basically evading Hyrule Castle in the daytime. Don't know if anybody's home, but I hope they don't mind. That's all I'll say. Fortunately, there's not really a good way to get reinforcements taken out really easily. It'll just be slow in the beginning. That's what it always happens. But beyond that, the main strategy we're doing is, unless we are in a panic mode, we usually don't want to use our special at all since it doesn't really do much damage. It can't really be spammed effectively. So I prefer to kill all the other enemies around here. And then after I do so, I basically go for the assassins later after that's done. Because the biggest important thing we need to do is we need to make sure we're killing enough enemies to get 8,000 KOs. And of course we can't take too much damage either. Of course, thanks to having 177, this won't be as bad as it could be. Because I'm new to this, I'm not gonna be quite sure if there are extra troops or not. Unless I find something out, I'll probably just kill all the troops normally for now. Killing the recon soldiers first, just because I think they're more annoying. That's not who I want to go for. How about I go over here instead? I'm not super worried about focus spirit timing. The only thing I can do a bit differently is just do other stuff, and that's about it. But yeah, we have to kill enough enemies to get 8,000 KOs. Should be easy because there's more than 3 waves this time. The only problem is I'm a bit worried about the final wave. This is where things will get intense, but I should be able to get through it just fine as long as I do the strats right. I just need to make sure I get off of a quarter a heart as many times as possible. Meaning I should save my damage for when I absolutely need it. The start at first looks really similar to the predecessor that came before that, which was defeat, well, a Survival Battle Level 1, rather. Because when we did Survival Battle Level 3, we had dividing enemies right off the bat. Now we don't have any dividing enemies at all, and instead we have other stuff. Starting with Manhandla as our first boss KO. Manhandla is pretty easy to take out with Ganon. You could charge him to take him out considerably fast. It's Goma that's really difficult. The only thing I'm going to really do with Focus Spirit is I'll just activate it and try and spam it as much as possible. Beyond that, nothing else, really. Normally I do like to go for other troops first, but I think I'll have to change that a bit. One thing in particular I'll have to do is make sure I'm spamming that attack more often. Not all the time, but in a good range. Like, spamming it enough to where I could still get enough troops to finish the mission, but not too much that I end up taking myself out if I don't do stuff properly. But yeah, other than that, we're taking out the Dinofloss. They just happen to give more experience than anything else here. And yeah, that's about it. Beyond that, as you can see, the main Ganon strategy, you never want to charge unless... You never want to strong attack or use his other moves, including the ones that are supposed to weakness the giant bosses, because it's actually much easier to take them down the intended way instead. I'm just saying that because, like, it's easier to take them down that than it is to take them down any other way. Keep on picking up the hard Son accent. I feel like I should be dropping them off in better locations. Oh well. Alright, now we have the second wave appearing. The Dongle will get up, by the way, if we do the attack. That's on him, unfortunately, but... Oop. The only time we're going to use specials is if we absolutely need to survive. Okay, King Dodongle is dead. I hardly strong attack at all in these later attacks unless I absolutely need to in order to defeat an enemy. It's safer not to do so. Alright, now the second reinforcements are going to appear. If I remember correctly, we have Links to deal with now. Yep, I was correct. We have a big boy Link has returned. Don't have a good strategy for this other than to just do this over and over again and pray that I can take out all the Dark Rinks. Otherwise, I don't see a better way of doing this. All I need to be aware of is make sure that I don't go too close to them. Alright. Okay, that should take care of them, hopefully. Nice. Alright. I think that's all the Dark Links taken care of. This is a really good spot for Link materials, by the way, or spot to farm, rather, for Link materials if you're low, since there's tons of those guys here. Alright, well, I'm about to take out these rally captains. The game doesn't mind. Ooh. Also, it seems like I only take one attack from certain things, and the reason why I take so much damage is because, well, Ganon is the last Ganon. For no reason or another, Ganon has a special property that effectively makes him not take no knockback from any attacks, which is bad because if we try and use them on any of the missions, yeah, things happen, and we don't like that. As for the level 255 Gale, don't worry, we are getting close to it. We will start farming to 255 later, but for now I prefer to get this mission out of the way so I could maybe farm it later for some endgame Ganon experience. Fortunately, not many people have really talked about how the fastest way to farm Ganon up is, so I kind of just do whichever mission I feel like doing. For the last couple levels, I was actually doing Survival Battle level 3 over and over again until I could survive that consistently. And now that that's over, I'm kind of here now. And that's about it. But yes, as you can see, I'm taking all these Dinoflasts simply not just for more experience, but also to get more troops, because we still need around 8,000 KOs here before we finish. I honestly don't care about the timer necessarily enough right now. I'm gonna keep these, by the way, so I can get off of quarter of a heart later. Oh, goodness, he's still doing his feint. I'm gonna have to knock him down. Normally, Imprison is easy enough to usually just hail knock down using his Ever feint, but if he kind of just stands in place like that, yeah, I have to wait for him. There he goes. Finally, he gets back up. Now we can kill him normally. In prison, you usually just want to do this as well. If he's trying to charge him at all, he'll just fall down and then make your life even harder. He's the only opponent we're gonna ever get a weak point break on, by the way. Simply because he's the only good one for that. Alright, we need to spawn the troops now. This time we cannot let them we cannot let them die, rather. We need to make sure that they actually drop hearts for us. Not a good start for this section, but whatever. I don't know how many waves there are. All I know is there's gonna be some big music before the final wave approaches. Also, there was only 8 Dark Lanes instead of 16. Have they nerfed this since the last time I did it? I don't know. All I know is it seems like I was the right level for this, or around the right level, or even over-leveled. I definitely feel like I am over-leveled for this, but at the same time, I kind of needed the levels to defeat all these brats. Can't really do that without making Ganon super high. I will say, out of all of the missions in the game, the Ganon missions are actually a lot more scarier than any other missions in the game, because not only do very few people know how to do them properly, but he could just die so fast, it's not easy by any means. Even the easiest mission can be annoying if you put yourself to it. Of course, we did that on our first try, despite being new to the game. Oh, and now we get the timer thing as well. So because we didn't take out Manandla in a decent time, the Smith showed up early. To keep this from getting too crazy, I'm going to make sure I defeat the giant bosses first, and then take out the other minions along with them. Oop. Don't want to lock onto that guy. Had to special there simply to hit them off of my backs and to get an extra safety against King Dodongo. Oh, hello. I heard him trigger his feint, but doesn't necessarily mean he did anything. Okay, it didn't seem like we took much, which means we are basically over-leveled for this. Of course, any attack that hits multiple times will still do a lot of damage. The assassins themselves will also do a lot of damage. Beyond that, it seems we are more than capable of doing this. Now, the biggest reason why I'm not necessarily using X right away is so I can try and get off of quarter of a heart. I want to save those hearts for later, and oh boy, bunch of Dark Links again. My only good strategy for this is to just do this and spam this and pray. That's all I have. If they get any near me, they're probably gonna destroy me, because Dark Links are incredibly powerful compared to any of the other opponents we faced. Thankfully, there's a really good strategy that involves using this bridge that allows us to group them up a bit easier. I honestly don't care about getting extra troops with this either. All I care about right now is making sure Ganon is defeated those Dark Links, because those do more damage than any other enemies in the game. We want to make sure those dividing enemies are gone. And then from there, we're just gonna... Oh, and sure enough, there was one left. I think they may have called in someone else, too. We'll see. Okay, I think we take out all the Dark Links this time. Did we take out all the recon soldiers? I think we did. Oh, hello, Goma. You're going right towards me. How about no? How about I kill the other troops first and then go after you? The only time I seem to use my special other than a panic button seems to be as a combo. I go in and I do a charge like this, and then I immediately interrupt it with this so they get knocked back. I feel like it works better on Goma than any other boss, because Goma already takes forever to defeat. Adding that as an extra combo for me tends to help out a lot, but that's just me. I'm not necessarily sure if that's the best idea or not. Okay, we've gotten 5,000 KOs. We just need a few more and we should be fine. I feel like this mission's a lot easier to do than others, because the ones before this were actually a lot more difficult. I think one we barely got the A rank for. But these other ones, once we defeat a lot of troops, it becomes a lot easier. Okay, we defeated all the Dark Links. But yeah. And yes, this has been a long time coming, by the way. We've been waiting for probably over 3+ videos to do this, but we did it. We finally are done. My video for this will simply say Ganon's Fury Finale, because that makes the most sense. By the way, I found out today, if you defeat the dividing enemies, but then defeat the other enemy troops afterwards, you still won't be able to get their drops or anything else, even though you technically killed them. It's very strange. I don't know why it happens, but it's crazy. Oh yeah, sure enough, there are 5 assassin squads here we have to deal with. I think by default that means it'll be 45 minutes instead, but I don't know. I don't want to test that. As soon as I get close to NKLs, I'll start doing the rest of this like a time attack. In fact, I'll even start right now by just killing these easier assassins early, and then kill everybody else after that. Alright, so let's do that. There are a couple of times I probably could have gone a bit quicker, but let's be honest, I don't really care about that. I'm not worried about the timer, because in the other missions you had to do them in 15 minutes, but for these longer ones they actually extended the timer to around 30 minutes instead. Okay, I'm gonna start attacking Goma right now, and sure enough, well... Oh, we have 2, I think. Oh, excuse me, I didn't want to go for Ardrot. That's gonna mess things up with Goma. Goma I have to take up pretty early on, otherwise things start happening. I'm gonna take out these bosses now. Okay, there's not really any troops near there. It's not worth it to kill all of them, so we're gonna kill Ardrot now, next. You don't want to lock on to anybody except the giant bosses, and even then, you should probably limit your lock-ons as much as you can. I'm not saying that in a mean way. I find it easier to take them out doing that. And there we go. Ardrot is down. This is just to keep the giant bosses from all getting clumped up together, because otherwise it gets really difficult to do stuff. And ooh, got it right in time, too. More enemies. Oh my goodness. got interrupted like 15 dozen times. Alright, now there's just endless enemies. Oh my gosh, and we don't even have a magic to deal with them this time. Oh well, I'm gonna try and deal with them the way I did before, which is to just spam this. If you spam this from the castle, then you can more or less cover the entire map. This is the only really good use for strong attack, in my opinion. To kill all these guys here. Beyond that, we're more or less doing this for KOs and nothing else. Oh, hello, someone's using a shot attack. I need to be careful. I've gotten smart enough to where if I hear that ding noise, I know someone's using a pretty bad attack, so I need to be careful not to get too destroyed by them in the process. This area has more troops. We're gonna destroy some over here now. And we should be fine after that. And okay, I think that's actually should be enough for now. We're gonna start killing the giant bosses some more. Oh, hello. Okay, good. This is just to make up for not defeating a lot of troops, but beyond that, the last one I'm gonna do basically trying to kill all the enemies. And here's the last heart restorer. Oh, never mind, there's another squad on top of that. Okay. Well, this just got interesting. I know there was 5 at one point, but 6? This is a bit much. Maybe this mission will take around 45 minutes to complete. The second fight, I should probably go a lot faster now. Yeah, I think that'd be a smart plan. If I don't get this because of time, that's honestly fine. As long as I defeat this Cuckoo's Fairy Mocha up here, and then we can use Cucco the second time around. Okay, we're gonna just defeat the giant bosses now, because we want to get rid of them. And yes, every other map but this one, you only need 5,000 KOs with Ganon to get the A rank. On this one, they change it to like 10k instead. Also, the time they start summoning the monsters really quickly, so if you take too long, they're gonna start really piling up there very quickly. And as you can see, there's the other use for special attack, is if you feel like you're gonna get hit, you can use it as a repositioning tool. Oh my goodness, I went right through R-Drop, didn't even hit him. Just trying to stun him, didn't work, of course. Oh, hello. I'm more worried about probably the damage requirement than anything else, but of course, that's also been changed as well. I believe you can take around 300 or so damage and still get the A rank. I'm less worried about that and more about the time now, actually. Like, getting a good time attack and still getting the A rank is actually what's really difficult. Hello, there's more Darklings. We gotta go back to this middle. This time around, we do have the magic. I'm gonna do this differently this time. I'm gonna hit them so they hopefully split at least once. And the moment they do split, I'm gonna use this to make them split the second time, hopefully. And then we're gonna kill them. Alright, good. We got rid of them all. Alright. Well, if you're ever low on make materials, definitely come here in the future. Okay, I'm gonna try and use this more aggressively to get some good combos on them. Ah, great. Just shy of the 250 required to get the XP up. Oh, well. Oh, we did kill some giant bosses, though, thankfully. Alright, now we just have to go fast. It should be easy enough. Alright, now we have this one to go, and a couple more, and we should almost be done with this. I actually don't know, let's be honest. Oh, hello. Summoner just immediately summons spent units right off the bat. It's not what I wanted. I did not want another giant boss. That makes it take a bit longer. Hello. Alright. Okay, good. I interrupted him to make him go back up, which is good. Alright, we don't have to deal with the Dark Links anymore. And the reason why I said, oh, I found out that something weird happened when you defeated dividing enemies, is I had defeated the Assassin Squad, so the next one was supposed to appear. I definitely defeated the Assassin Squad, but instead of it showing up in the intended way, it got stuck and it kept on saying this, Ganon defeated Dark Link, Ganon defeated Dark Link, or whatever. Or, I guess since it was Dark Lana, it would have said Dark Lana instead. And it just kept on doing that over and over again. It was so annoying. And you're about to see it right here. And until that ended, I could not move on to the next mission for some reason. It was really weird. I don't know what happened. But all I can say, it was a bit awkward. So, if I was smarter, I probably would use the defeats to just farm more troops. But we already defeated a lot of them. But yes, as you can see right now, because the game is defeating Dark Links, it doesn't actually recognize that we finished the mission, even though we technically already did so. So, it's waiting to catch up, and then it's going to make all the enemies disappear. Don't ask me why, but it's a really strange glitch, and I wish they would patch it because, well, I don't have much time to defeat the second part. In fact, 5 minutes or so. I have to time attack very fast now if I want that. Okay, they finally went away. Finally it caught up. Now I just have to defeat the last Assassin Squad. This has to be the last one. I assume there would be no more of that. Okay, good. So because it did the music, that's a sign that it works. Alright, alright. Because I don't have a lot of time, I'm going to try and group these guys up together so we could potentially AoE them down. Beyond that, I'll probably just... Oh, great. The lightning from the prison is going to be kind of annoying to deal with. I don't have magic to use on them, so we're just going to try and group them up first. I guess while we're here, let's take out Ganon first so we don't have to deal with him. Let's take out an imposter, rather, or whatever you call him. Dark Ganon. All we have to do is defeat all the giant bosses and victory will be ours. Okay, I'm gonna start being more aggressive with attacking them with that. I also need to make sure Imprison dies in particular. He can be pretty trolly in this battle. Okay, I'm gonna deal for Imprison next. He's the next most trolliest one, other than Goma, of course. I went for the Great Fairy first, though, initially, because I heard Great Fairy can heal giant bosses. I don't like bosses getting healed, so of course we're taking that out first. And now we're gonna take out the remaining bosses. Let's see if we can do the combo on them to AoE them down, because... Okay. Okay, Goma, you're dead next. Can't allow you to do stuff, especially that attack. Okay, this time he got interrupted properly. I'm glad I recognized that because I got enough KOs, I should probably have done this last part as the time attack in general. Alright, there we go. Everybody is dead. So we at least cleared the mission. Let's wait for a bit. I need to catch up with this. It's quite a long mission. It is not easy by any means, and it was also a long boy. Alright, we finished that, so that should ensure we unlock Cuckoo's Fury mode. We also did do it in 30 minutes anyways. We had more leeway than I expected, and just like that, we suddenly earned 170,000 rupees for completing that. Though it did take a while. My gosh. Probably not going to farm that. If you do need any raid materials, definitely come here, because holy crap, that was a lot. Alright. So the reason why I'm finishing this isn't just the Ganon's Fury mode playthrough. As you can see, now we have Cuckoo's Fury as well. That has been added to challenge mode. My last thing I'm going to do is solo Cuckoo's Fury mode, which is like Ganon's Fury mode, but with a completely different character. Unfortunately, Cuckoo does not have the same attacks, which you will see almost immediately, but we are going to make him at least do the level 1 mission, so that way we can get him grinded up. That being said, that's probably going to be it for the episode once we're done. Okay, when playing as a Cuckoo, certain controls are different than playing as a regular warrior. Regular attack. Peck enemies with your beak. Keep pressing the button for a 2-peck combo. Strong attack. A powerful pet. Hits foes in front of you, sending them flying. Cuckoos do not need the up and right buttons, so ignore them. Cuckoo's Fury mode is a single player mode only. But yeah, this is basically what you have to do on each of the opponents. It's like Ganon, but except Cuckoo is a lot weaker and takes a lot longer to kill enemies. Thankfully, he is much faster than Ganon, so he is harder to hit, but that doesn't necessarily make him any easier to use. At first, we wanted to kill the weaker enemies first, because that'll give us more experience. But yeah, that's about it. We'll use this since we have a special, which just summons an army of Cuckoos, which is kind of cute. Nothing changes, so it's basically the good guy's version of Ganon's Fury. Instead of using the big baddie known as Ganon, you're using the giant Cuckoo instead. Who had an idea to implement this character? I honestly don't know, but all I know is he is incredibly weak compared to Ganon. He's quicker, I'm not gonna lie, which definitely changes a lot of the strategies, but otherwise, not really the best. Oh, and we have to defeat the Gibdos. Oh, I may as well do this. This is like the other attack, but it has more delay. However, it is stronger, technically, hence the name Strong Attack. But it does have some, like... Oh, and yes, if you press the attack button over and over again, because Cuckoo's basic attack is so quick, it causes him to effectively go into a chain where you can infinitely peck enemies over and over again. This is where a unique strategy can then be formed, because you can just use this over and over again on the Dark Gerudos until they are dead, and yeah, it's pretty nice to use. Otherwise, it could be kind of difficult to get anything going, but what I mean by that is he's quite a bit different from Ganon. He has no special attacks, no extra attacks, and his only two moves, other than special, are Strong Attack, which is this, and his basic combo, which is this. Meaning, for a lot of these missions, we're just gonna be pecking literally everybody. It's basically a harder mode of Ganon's Fury, because if Ganon is able to take out the enemies easily, then Cuckoo has a lot more difficult time actually doing this. But that being said, he does deal with most of the giant bosses easier, since his first attack is effectively an infinite, meaning you can infinite any giant boss using it. Beyond that, it's not easy by any means. Also, because he's not as big as predecessor. Oh, and also, apparently his attack doesn't knock down giant bosses either. So, the giant boss strategy, I believe, is for him to just do this. And yes, you cannot knock down any giant boss using an attack, so you have to use your strong attack midway through to make sure they keep on getting knocked down. Well, not gonna lie, until Cucco gives some good levels, he will not take down giant bosses easily. In fact, it's often easier to just do this instead, because of its guaranteed knockdown. Thankfully, because we get a lot of levels in this part, we aren't taking much damage. Despite taking lots of attacks to the face, we're at least fine. Cucco's still pretty weak, like Ganon, and will die in multiple hits, though I'm not sure if it will be as bad this time. But yeah, this is the strategy we have to use against bosses, and as you can see, it takes a really long time to do effectively. More often than not, it's better to just use your basic attacks against the enemies. And again, the reason why I'm using this character right now, or have to use him at all, is for the reason of 100%, of course. Oh, hello, Manandalus stocks have appeared. About no. Obviously, because of our low life, we don't have a good way to defeat bosses yet. In fact, because of our slower attack, we may want to just use our special attack a lot to clear out enemies if we need to. Beyond that, yeah, it's basically Ganon, but much more tougher to use. If Ganon was able to take out troops easily, then Cucco could do it, but much slower. Fortunately, we have to use him at least a little bit, so of course we're gonna do that. Though, honestly, I don't really care which one I use. They'll still be really good anyway. And yes, you can do infinites on everybody by just mashing the attack button, and that's how we kill enemies as Cucco. It's incredibly easy to do. And just like before, your special attack is usually used as a panic button to get out of tight scenarios. The last thing I have to show off is magic, but I won't show that off until later. He keeps on trying to do his attack, but I keep on interrupting him. When I said Cucco is kind of hard to take out, I mean it. His attacks are incredibly fast. So he can do some pretty cool strategies to grind up experience. The best is, as you can see right now, this strategy also works on Phys as well. So if once we catch one of these heroes in it, they can no longer do anything. Remember having to deal with all the heroes and be like, oh, these guys are very brutal and do a lot of damage. Well, yeah, if you're playing as Cucco, you can pretty much infinite them. Oh, and looks like they did have some thought in it. So, I didn't check much, but as you can see, because this is Cucco and not Ganon, instead of having Giriam and whoever the heck normally appears as an assistant, we have Lana and Link instead. Why not Link and Zelda? I don't know, but I don't care. It's still pretty cool. Let's try and get at least a good combo using this, by the way, so we can at least get some extra experience. Also, I just realized, because this is Cucco, we don't have to defeat as much troops to get the material drops ready. But yeah, there you go. I like that they did actually put some thought into this, meaning you can basically, what am I talking about? I'm still trying to think about this. I like that, by the way. I like his sound effect when he does other stuff. But yes, once you catch any of the heroes in it, they pretty much get stuck and cannot move. So it allows Cucco more than any other character to just defeat enemies incredibly quickly by just locking onto one of them and just spamming the crap out of this button. You probably still do not want to lock onto them, however, since Cucco is a lot smaller than Ganon, it does work a little bit better to use his attacks. Show them why we're good, guys. I think that's what she said. Hey, Link, we got some help. Come on, we better replay the favor. Alright. I like the way they changed this. Unfortunately, they don't say Uku's name once, unfortunately. Just because of other stuff, but oh well. Since I don't need to necessarily kill the Dark Thighs, I'm not necessarily going to hit all of them. Instead, I'm going to focus on the spots with the most troops so we can actually finish the mission first. So, let's do that. And there we go, we're done. Easy enough. Alright, let's see what we get. We did it! Now, wasn't that a piece of cake? Alright, so we get Link and Lana as our allies instead. So that is further proof that this is the good... Cucco is basically Ganon, but the good side of it. Also, yeah, that was pretty easy to do. Oh, it doesn't even have a timer to it. Okay. I remember having to do Ganon's missions a bit quicker, but, well, I guess that's it for that. And there you have it. Introduction to Cucco's Fury Mode, and otherwise the completion of Ganon's Fury Mode. We have fully completed Ganon's Fury Mode, all missions with A rank. So, yeah. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, leave a like, you enjoy, comment, rate, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.